Quiet Riot is one of those bands that were at the top of their game, only to be forgotten. The album Metal Health was considered to be the first metal album to reach the #1 spot on the Billboard Top 100. So in today's video, we're going to talk about whether or not this album is just a flash in the pan, or is it a one-hit wonder album? Is the rest of the album any good? We'll also take a look at how this band tried to survive but never really reached the popularity of their album Metal Health, which was released on March 11th, 1983, now celebrating 40 years since its release. So you might be thinking that it's their debut album, but it's in fact their third album. The first two albums were called Quiet Riot 1 and Quiet Riot 2, and they were released only in Japan. Randy Rhoads was on these albums before he left to work with Ozzy Osbourne on Blizzard of Oz. The album Metal Health had two big singles, Come On Feel the Noise and Metal Health. These songs caused the album to hit #1, and they kicked Synchronicity by the Police out of the top spot. So in the band at this time, we have Kevin Dubrow on lead vocals, Carlos Cavasso on guitars, Rudy Sarso on bass guitar, and Frankie Banali on drums. So the opening track, Metal Health, it was a top 40 hit thanks to MTV and radio play. The subtitle of the song was called Bang Your Head, which kind of helped to bring the idea of headbanging into the metal community. This is more of a straightforward metal song. It's simple, it's catchy, but it has some good guitar licks, and I like the bass guitar interlude in the song. Come On Feel the Noise was a top 5 hit, a cover song originally by the band Slade. At first, Kevin Dubrow didn't want to record it because he just wanted original music, but the label pushed the band to do it. I think it's a good song. It stands the test of time and a lot more popular than the original. How you all doing today? Remember that band Quiet Riot? They had this big hit many years ago called Come On Feel the Noise. They spelled the word come, C-U-M. That's kind of weird and kind of gross. I actually tried to Google it the other day and it brought me to porn sites. I don't know, the 80s were a different time. But at this point in the album, there are 8 more songs, and you're probably wondering, are there any good? They actually are. This is a really good album. So Don't Want to Let You Go. It's a hard rock song, more like a ballad, more like glam metal, or even like a rock band like Journey. I thought it was very good. It has mostly clean guitars. I really liked the vocals. It had like a late 70s radio rock sound, so it was a little different than typical heavy metal. Slick Black Cadillac, originally on Quiet Riot 2. This is just like rock and roll. It has that chugging beat, the big chorus, a very like sugary kind of song, something maybe like similar to like Def Leppard, like with the Pyromania album, which actually came out maybe like I think a month prior to this. Also reminds me a little bit of like the band Queen. They do those like harmonized vocals. Love's a Bitch is a power ballad with a darker tone and a clean rhythm guitar section, mostly like arpeggios, and I thought it's a very underrated song. One of the better album cuts. I liked it a lot. Restless is a fast-paced hard rock or glam metal song. Sounded more like 70s prog or maybe classic metal. Thinking of a band like Wasp. It was pretty good. It has a sing-along chorus, and I enjoyed that one a lot. Run for Cover is another traditional heavy metal song with chugging guitars and has a big chorus. The song is very energetic, has some really cool guitar riffs. Probably one of the heavier songs on the album. I really like the drum and guitar solo. And just another good deep cut. Battle Axe is a short instrumental solo, similar to Eruption by Van Halen, maybe a little more neoclassical, but it's a short song under 2 minutes. Let's Go Crazy is a typical 80s glam metal song. You have the distorted power metal chords, the heavy drum beat, the very big chorus. It's a very fun song. Really good album track if you want. It's just one that you can like sing along to. Thunderbird is another rock ballad. It was a little different. It reminded me more of like something like the band Styx. That type of sound. There was like this big sound, harmonized vocals, big chorus. It's very melodic, cool electric guitar solo, and I really liked that one. And the album had one more bonus track called Danger Zone. Actually one of the best songs, one of the heavier ones. Typical heavy metal. It has the booming bass, really great guitar sound, heavy power chords. I think this one's really good. They do backing vocals in the chorus. Reminds me of something like early AC/DC. So I thought it was a cool track to check out. So after this album, the band's popularity started to fade away. They released a follow-up called Condition Critical in 1984, and it was fairly popular. It had another hit called Mama, We're All Crazy Now. So after this album, Kevin Dubrow was becoming like very difficult to work with, and the band eventually like fired him. They released like one album without him in like 1988, and they had a different vocalist, and then They brought back Kevin DuBrow in 1993. They released a few more albums with Kevin DuBrow in the 90s and 2000s, but he ended up dying in 2007. After that, they released a few more albums. They released one with Jizzy Pearl from Love Hate. That was called Quiet Riot 10. And the two most recent albums were called Road Rage and Hollywood Cowboys, that had an American Idol contestant whose name was James Durbin. But it's kind of strange, this band, at one point, they were bigger than a band like Def Leppard or Motley Crue, but for some reason they can never keep it together, and they tried to move on. They're currently together, but I think every time they release an album, it goes unnoticed. So that's all. It's just a quick video on the rise and decline of Quiet Riot and the album Metal Health. I thought it's a really good album. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm going to be revisiting a lot often. I think it was like maybe 10 years since I listened to this album prior to getting ready for this video. So I definitely recommend this album. And I haven't listened to the other ones. I don't know if they're good. Maybe I'll do a deep dive and do a ranking or tier list in the future. But for now, check out Metal Health. It's a really, this is like a 9 out of 10 album, or maybe even a 10. It's like really good. All the songs are good, just start to finish. And it's just surprised that this band never really got popular afterwards. But anyway, that's all. Please remember, like, comment, subscribe. Check out the playlist of 2023 anniversary reviews, and see you in the next one.